Sea surface temperatures have been warmer than average coming up right along the east coast there. That is the Gulf Stream. So you've got water temperatures in the upper 70s and then in the low 70s coming up just like that. Now, these water temperatures are significantly above average, and we're talking about 4 to 8 degrees Celsius above average. And there is a tremendous amount of energy in that warm water. It takes 4 times the amount of energy to warm a volume of water as compared to a volume of air.
Okay, so it's warm off the East Coast.
Yes.
And it's cold here in Worcester and Hartford.
Yes.
Why should I be concerned about the water temperature off the East Coast?
Because these storms are feeding on the contrast between those two temperatures. That's called a baroclinic zone there. When you've got a very sharp contrast, you've got a lot of warm and humid air that's sitting, relatively speaking, over this warmer water. And within that, you've got greater instability. It's more likely to rise. You've got a lot of what's called latent heat. As we form snow and rain, that releases heat energy and makes a low pressure stronger. You get more rising going. You get a stronger jet stream, so you get more ascent in the atmosphere, stronger area of low pressure, and you get sharper fronts. And so as the moisture comes in and along those sharp fronts, because of those pressure surfaces, that slope, you get more lift in the atmosphere. So everything, the bottom line is that everything is amplified. It's magnified when you've got a very sharp temperature contrast, and that is certainly the case when you've got that very warm water just offshore.
Like near a sharp cold front if it were in the Midwest.
Yes.
You'd have a lot of activity there.
That's exactly right.
So some of this heat in the water, I assume, is being transferred to the air.
Yes.
So you have warmer air here, colder air here.
There's flux
there's
there.
The boundary.
Yes, there's flux there from the ocean into the air, and that is most likely making these lows stronger. Now, what's interesting about that is the fact that, you know, in general, we've got a tremendous amount of warming that it's going into the oceans. Climate scientists tell us it's about 50% of the warming that has occurred over the last several decades is going into the ocean. So it makes sense that the oceans are getting warmer, and then when you've got colder air on top of that, you're going to have this increased contrast. So with that in mind, we'll take a look at what the model is showing us later this week. And we've had these 2 big storms now across the Northeast, and I'm sure people are thinking, all right, give us a break.
Yeah.
And
that doesn't look like a break.
That is not a break. What the European model is showing is another strong low developing right along the coast, right in there. That would mean very heavy snow across New England if it were to happen that way. Now, the GFS model is not showing this. The European ensemble members are, for the most part, showing something like this, so we don't know that it's necessarily definitely going to happen at this time. But it's believable because we have this pattern with this very sharp contrast in temperatures right along the coast there.
Wow, so which one of those models is right? Maybe they're both wrong.
Well, who knows? It could be something in the middle, but it's certainly a possibility.
Thank you, Carl.
You got it.
In the lab. Back to you in the studio, Alex.
Thank you. And hey, we're back in 1 minute, just over 60 seconds to show you what's happening outside in Winter Storm Linus.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a shower through the evening. Low 59. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 73. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 63. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And here at the top of the hour, we are tracking dangerous travel. Winter Storm Linus is our big story. It's impacting everything, planes, trains, and automobiles. Right now, the afternoon commute is horrible east of New York, including Long Island and up to Connecticut. Welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. You know, I just thought that the kind of conditions we have in New York City right now, which is like freezing slush, is the same kind of weather that Atlanta had when the city was ground to a halt. Not a whole lot, but it was all ice.
Doesn't take a lot, but yeah, once it becomes slick, it's almost, you know, you can't drive on it at all. You can't get traction. You can't go anywhere. Cars get stuck, and then nobody else can go anywhere. You are watching continuous coverage of Winter Storm Linus. It is 5 o'clock in the Northeast, and it's going to take people hours to get home.
It really is. You know, make sure you have your cell phone fully charged, because you may need it while you're sitting in that car.
Oh my goodness.
Take a look at Brooklyn Queens Expressway in Greenpoint, New York. Traffic is bumper to bumper, and police are reporting ice on the bridge in the background. You
know, bridges, overpasses, they are the most susceptible to that icing early on, because you've got that cold air above and below the surface.
Right.
So these spots extra tricky, but you know, it's cold enough that even on roads we can see
even
it.
On the roads, right.
And these cars are moving 5 miles an hour.
So let's start with what we know about the impacts from Linus. It's official. Boston Public Schools will be closed again tomorrow, but Chicago's reopening its public schools.
And there was tragedy early today in Weymouth, Massachusetts. A woman died after being hit by a snowplow as she tried to shovel out her car. It is the 5th storm-related death so far, and air travel also snarled. FlightAware reports more than 3,900 flights canceled today in the U.S.
So this is crippling a lot of people's plans, for sure. Let's show you what we're facing, starting with the radar. Here we are in southern New England. That's Boston up there. We've got heavy snow down around Plymouth, some rain on the outer Cape, and then west and northwest of Boston, there is a band of heavy snow right through Hartford, down to central Long Island, New York City, just a few flurries. The accumulating snow is over, but the temperatures drop. Ice will be the rule as you head out tonight, if you choose to.
All right, Reagan Medji is just north of the New York City area. She's in White Plains, New York. Hey, Reagan.
Hey guys, you guys were talking about being cold outside with the bridges starting to freeze. I have my anemometer, and it's going to tell me the exact degree it is right now, and it looks like it's 23.5.2 degrees. So about 23 degrees, 22 degrees here in White Plains. So when you combine that and a little bit of wind, it's going to cause for some really messy roadways. So let's walk over this area. You were talking about the roads in the New York City area and all the commuter traffic. Here you can see that traffic is going pretty well here in White Plains, but you can notice that the ground is wet. It has been treated, it's being treated all day, but it is going to get colder, and that likely will all freeze over. We spoke with the Commissioner of Department of Public Works here in White Plains, and this is what he had to say about today's weather event.
It's a game that we have to have a strategy, but the strategy in this case has been turning on a dime. Every time Mother Nature throws us something different, and you know, it's predicted a little bit, but we're just seeing so many variables here that we have to wait to see what actually happens and then react to that.
Okay, so you guys were, we're talking about the coldness and the weather and all. It just didn't know what to do today. So right here, you'll see down here, this is all the snow that's on top of here. I was doing this all day today because I think it really kind of puts together what this is. So, okay, you got the fluffy snow. It's kind of like the 7-layer taco dip. If we go below here, here you go, the taco part. You got the ice. And this is all through this entire area where you see what looks like nice snow, not so much. And then below it, you got the weather, the fluffy snow too. So Carl, I don't know about you, but it's really cold out here, and this is likely going to be frozen over throughout the night for the commuters when traffic is starting to really get big now, right?
Yeah, you're right. Flash freeze is going to be a concern all the way down the coast, right through New Jersey, and even down into the Delmarva. Reagan, thank you so much. And take a look at what the last couple of storms have done here in Lunenburg, north and west of Boston. Combined, we have had almost 54 inches of snow there north of Worcester in Lunenburg. Unbelievable. A real boon for those plow operators, but otherwise, and great for the kids, of course, but otherwise, I'm sure not all that easy to deal with. Just incredible, and we may be looking at another storm later this week on Thursday night. So there is the last of Linus winding down as that cold air continues to drive southward. The winds flipping around and coming out of the north and bringing that cold air right down across the Cape. So right now it is still in the middle 30s in some areas, but temperatures have really dropped off in Boston. 10 degrees right now, where we've got moderate snow. And then off to the north and to the west of Boston, it is heavy snow right now in Fitchburg. Look at this band that has developed on the northwest side of town, right along 495. That is slowly going to be coming eastward and eventually getting into Boston. And along with that, another round round of heavy snow, so it's not over yet. That's going to go through probably the next few hours there in eastern Mass. The high-resolution model showing some of that right in there. Then it winds down by, say, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Still lingering snow in down east Maine, and lingering wind goes through the rest of tonight. And, of course, very, very cold weather dropping all the way down into the mid-Atlantic region. There's a look at the snow. The additional snow, 5 to 8 in coastal Maine, 3 to 5 extending back into parts of New Hampshire and eastern Massachusetts, right in there, and then 1 to 3 elsewhere through a lot of eastern New York, as well as much of the rest of New England. Now, let's look ahead to later this week. We've got the rain snow line on there in blue. We've got another low pressure developing, at least as the European model sees it. So maybe another big storm for New England. There's a look at the low coming up Thursday evening. And if it were to happen like this, notice where that rain snow line is right through here. You'd be talking about another big event in a lot of the very same areas that have been hit so hard already. And there is support for this in the ensemble members of the European model. But that being said, at least right now, the GFS model does not show that. The ensemble members kind of all over the place, and so there is a little bit of a mystery here, and we'll continue to narrow in on this forecast over the next couple of days. Dave, Alex, back to you.
Another snowstorm. You know, I had my fingers in my ears when he was talking about another right.
Coming up, we are focusing on Boston and the Cape with snow falling. You are looking at a live look at Boston. You can't even see the skyline.
No, I mean, this is going to be going on for the next, I'd say, 3 hours before it tapers off. Be careful when you go outside. It is icy.
Great, another wedding. Then I'm a bridesmaid in 3.
Oh.
It's okay. I've joined 14 online dating sites.
14? Is one of them eHarmony?
I don't have time for all those eHarmony questions.
Beth, do you want fast or forever? Only eHarmony.com takes the time to find you that perfect someone.
Another invite. Oh, and here's the dress.
eHarmony.com. Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today. Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Sunday dinners at my house.
You're waiting for my lasagna, aren't you?
It's a full day for me, and I love it. But when I started having back pain, my sister had to come help. I don't like asking for help. I took Tylenol, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day. So my daughter brought over some Aleve. It's just 2 pills all day. And now,
to family,
I'm back.
Aleve, 2 pills, all day strong, all day long. And now, introducing Aleve PM for a better AM.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Watch Jim Cantore, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, weekday mornings at 7.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a shower through the evening. Low 59. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 73. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 63. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
married?
Never.
Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Breathe.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Freshen your perspective with a variety of solutions from PetSmart to make cleanup easier. Buy one, get one 50% off on all training pads, litter pans, and stain and odor products for cats and dogs. PetSmart.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service Confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. Now you can get the works. A multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more. $29.95 or less.
We continue to watch what's happening with Winter Storm Linus and Boston. They're really getting it.
Now, you were saying you're cold here in the studio.
Right? I said I wasn't going to say it to Maria, though, because she is being fab and really putting up with it. It's cold, it's snowing, and so I was like, yeah, well, I don't want to tell Maria that it's cold in here.
Well, then let me set this up.
Okay.
The temperature in Boston is the same as it is in Barrow, Alaska. Are you with me, Maria? It's 10 degrees
I believe you.
Where you are and above the Arctic Circle.
I believe it, and if I close my eyes, I could put myself in Barrow, Alaska very easily. And the sun's gone down too, so the scene is perfect. And look at the snow still whipping around. We still have gusts that are in that 20, 30+ mile/hour range. A few developments since the last time I saw you guys. Boston public schools have officially closed for tomorrow. The mayor announcing that. The snow's going to be wrapping up by the time the kids would have been getting out to school, but obviously they're still playing a lot of catch-up. So that's something new. But also, with all of the additional snowfall, yeah, we have officially in Boston exceeded the seasonal average for snowfall, and we're doing it, and it's still early February, so pretty amazing thing there. As far as trying to get everybody back up to normal, well, it's hard to feel that way when you've been dealt this. So this temperature story part of Linus has been pretty incredible in Boston too. Take a look at noon. Boston Logan was at 31 degrees. 3 hours later, we dropped to 14 degrees. And here we sit at about 10 degrees with that wind chill well below zero. And what's also fascinating too with the temperature story, Boston for most of the day in the 20s, near 30 degrees. Worcester off to the west spent most of the day in the teens and the single digits. And then you had a place like Nantucket, which at times got to above 40 degrees with rainfall. So once that cold Arctic front begins to dive on south, everywhere across the Boston area will be feeling the deep freeze. One thing to notice too, off to my east here, we've been showing you where Boston Logan should be. It's been hardly visible all day. That continues to be the case. Officially still open. A handful of flights have been departing, and I want to say that either that's the wind or I might hear another flight taking off, but the arrival flights are still being hampered. And by the way, guys, that includes myself tomorrow. They're already canceling flights to try to play catch up. One of my flights included in that bunch. So if you are thinking that you might be able to get out of town or even into Boston tomorrow, now's the time to check your flight status or think about other arrangements, because they are going to be continuing to try and play catch up with the hundreds of flights just in and out of Boston that have been canceled today. One flight I think all Bostonians are hoping makes it in today, the flight that has their beloved Patriots on board. The Super Bowl champions were scheduled to come in this evening. They are scheduled to have a parade in their honor tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Snow will be gone. The cold will be here, though. If you are thinking of lining the streets there, keep in mind temperatures will be into the single digits by tomorrow morning. So with that, I'll send it back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Maria. The kids are going to be happy. They've got that snow day if they do, in fact, do that championship parade celebration tomorrow. Hey, Boston storm planning. You've got your peak snow through 7 o'clock. Snow winding down 7, 8, 9 o'clock. So we're going to see less intensity, more in the way of snow showers or flurries. Snow eventually comes to an an end by 11 o'clock, we think, at the latest. Another spot that could see some issues is Philadelphia. We're going to watch for flash freezing there as they're going to get in on that Arctic front. Look at temperatures. They're falling from around 30 at 6 o'clock to the low 20s and upper teens. So tomorrow morning, Dave, black ice could be a real issue in the Philadelphia area up towards Allentown and the Poconos.
And here in suburban Boston in Woburn on I-95, it's just going to be snow-packed. This snow isn't going anywhere. We're 10 degrees, my friend. But fortunately, the back end of this is right around the Quabbin Reservoir on the Mass Pike. So just another couple of hours of accumulating snow here in Boston. I-95, that's where the flash freeze is in effect. Philadelphia up to New York City. Then it's all snow on I-95 all the way to Maine.
Want to know how hard it can be to breathe with COPD? It can feel like this. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Spiriva is a once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that helps open my airways for a full 24 hours. You know, Spiriva helps me breathe easier.
Spiriva Handihaler Tiotropium Bromide Inhalation Powder does not replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. Stop taking Spiriva and seek immediate medical help if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes or eye pain, or problems passing urine. Other side effects include dry mouth and constipation.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
Does breathing with COPD weigh you down? Don't wait to ask your doctor about Spiriva Handihaler.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. What? Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger. Warning.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
Danger.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it. Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
What would you say to someone watching right now who is thinking about calling American Addiction Centers?
Don't hesitate. Pick up the phone.
If you think somebody needs help, they likely do.
I would tell them you're safe. You're safe. Call them.
Call now and let this place, American Addiction Centers, help.
It's a place of comfort, a place that helps you detox, a place that cares.
This place changed my life.
Isn't it time you changed your life? Let American Addiction Centers help. Call now.
Yo! No thank you for the bag, man. I hooked you up, bro. Try getting a deal like that from some other bag. Bet you feel rich now. Hey, ladies, this dude's loaded.
Checkers and Rally's 2-for-2 deal is back. Your favorite crispy fish with Alaskan filet, or our boldly seasoned spicy chicken sandwich. Mix or match them for just $2.
Hey man, how about a fry for the lady?
Checkers and Rally's.
Send the bag.
Remember, Berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER or call 888-SWEET-90.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a shower through the evening. Low 59. Tuesday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 73. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight. Low 63. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, if you're watching us from another part of the country, this is what it looks like in New England right now. The sun has gone down in Portland, and the snow continues to come down. Those streets are covered, and the visibility is about, what would you say, a quarter mile, third of a mile, somewhere in there. Our winds are going to be picking up later tonight, and there's plenty more snow on the way. Oh, this is Bangor, Maine, 4 degrees. 4 degrees out there in Bangor after a record-setting January. Vis-a-vis the snow that we got there. Look at this. This is all, there's Portland, there's Bangor at 2 below, Boston at 10, Beverly at 8, Concord at 10. So it is brutally cold out here. To go outside, even if the skies were clear, you're taking your life in your hands if you don't have the proper gear. And we have the snow and the wind. Northeasterly winds, now northwest here in Boston as low pressure begins to move away from the Cape. So travel, I mean, just take out the trash is the big deal. Look at this here in Boston. This has been the snowiest week. Is this ever or for January, Sean? Do you know? On record forever. Thank you. Record snowiest week. We've had 34.2. That's only through 1 o'clock this afternoon. We've had at least 3 more inches of snow since then. So that sets a brand new record that will probably live on for a while. How about Albany, New York? Picks up a foot of snow today. The old record, 5.5 inches of snow set back in 92. 1892. We more than doubled that record. And the accumulating snow in New York City and Nassau County is over. Linus is moving east. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Want to get a look at air travel. You heard Maria mention it in her report from Boston that flights have been canceled, delayed today, even into tomorrow. Let's check in on the status of some of those flights in and out of the Northeast. That's where we've got the biggest problems. You see the red dots into Boston and some of those New York City areas. When it's red, that means major delays, and that would indicate delays over an hour and a half. And when we see the board, you see those numbers. 1 hour, 58 minutes at Logan, 45 minutes for Dulles. Look at JFK, 5 hour, 14-minute delays. And it's growing, my producer Peyton tells me. LaGuardia, 2 hours. So, Dave, if you've got to go to the airport, if you need to pick somebody up, check on the status of that flight. Otherwise, it could be a very, very long wait for you if your flight takes off at all.
You know, it's dangerous out there now that nightfall has hit the Northeast for sure. You know, there's some places that don't have very much snow on the ground after Linus, but what we do have now is the cold air blowing into town. Philadelphia is one of those places. Baltimore, Washington, winds really picking up. And I'll tell you, this cold air has made it into Houston, Jackson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, all the way into Florida. Winds gusting at 25 at Jacksonville, 31 at Charleston, 30 at Wilmington. So the East Coast is windy and cold all the way down. Look at this, New York City, 3-mile-per-hour winds, but it's South Jersey that takes the big hit. Atlantic City gusting to 30. We're just going to be cold, breezy in New York City, very windy here with a flash freeze advisory from New York City all the way to Dover and the eastern shore of Maryland, because even though most of what's on the ground is wet, the temperatures are falling so fast that even though there'll be some evaporation, there'll be a lot of freezing. Please be careful. D.C., we were 50 today, and it's going to be super cold here tonight. We're down to 34 already with those winds gusting over 30 miles an hour. Mother Nature means business. On the other side of the mountains, not so windy, just plain old cold. Eastern half of the country, man, it is wintertime, big time. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Our coverage of Winter Storm Linus continues after your local on the 8th. We leave you with this video of cars buried up to their bumpers in Boston. A lot of digging out for those folks, and we'd love to see your videos. Text the word Linus to 99,000.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
There's a place for vacationers who seek more than just a little time off. The ones who choose to go big or stay home.
Come with me now.
Where every amazing, despicable, wizarding adventure reveals moments that are truly epic. This place is made for those who do more than just vacation.
Go with me now.
It's made for those who vacation like they mean it. Universal Orlando Resort.
Thanks for the ride around Norfolk. And I just wanted to say Geico is proud to have served the military for over 75 years.
Roger that. Captain's waiting to give you a tour of the Wisconsin now.
Could have parked a little bit closer. It's going to be dark by the time I get there.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Why are you all here? To learn, right? So you can get a good job, so you're not working for peanuts. Well, what if I told you that peanuts can work for you? While you guys are busy napping, peanuts are delivering 7 grams of protein and 6 essential nutrients right to your mouth. You ever seen a peanut take a day off? No. Peanuts don't even get casual khaki Fridays because peanuts take their job seriously. So unless you want a life of skimming Wi-Fi off the neighbors, you'll harness the hard-working power of the peanut.
Take ZzzQuil and sleep like you haven't seen your bed in days. No, like you haven't seen a bed in weeks. ZzzQuil, the non-habit-forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed. Because sleep is a beautiful thing.
Olive Garden's new 8 under 8 lunch combinations featuring 2 new house-made flatbreads, like our Pizziola flatbread, layered with Italian meats and cheeses, and our fresh and flavorful Mediterranean flatbread, plus super salad and breadsticks. 8 under 8 lunch combinations at Olive Garden.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Watch Jim Cantore, Sam Champion, and Jennifer Delgado on AMHQ, weekday mornings at 7.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a shower through the evening. Low 59. Tuesday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 73. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight. Low 63. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Well, flight delays, highway accidents, school closures. Winter Storm Linus is making its mark today. You know, there are people in Florida probably tuning in and saying, honey, get me another iced tea and I'll have it out by the pool.
Exactly.
It was 84 in Miami today. I'm Dave Schwartz. Good to see you.
And I'm Alex Wilson. So we've got a little bit of something for everybody. You just might have to head to that spot to enjoy it. One of the big concerns, though, is the evening commute for all those people either trying to get home or at the airports, maybe trying to get to one of those warm spots because the winter storm is causing all sorts of problems.
It is toast. Evening commute is toast. It's been a bad commute in New York City. These people were stranded in the number 7 train in New York without power and heat for hours.
Yeah, this is brand new video coming into us, and this is the long transfer to the buses to get them eventually home.
What an adventure.
Yeah, they were stuck between stations after one of those rail lines lost power. So they've got a story, and our producer Peyton tells me they got stuck at 9 a.m. So maybe they never even made it to work, but they put in a full work day of waiting.
You know, that's the thing this time of year. You think, well, I just have to drive to work, and then, 100 feet, I'm inside the building. And then you run into problems. Oh, I don't have my galoshes. Oh, I don't have my this, my that. You have to take the gear just in case something happens, especially tonight.
Right, and we've got more commuter trouble due to Linus as well. Late word now of significant delays for commuters in Boston. The T has severe delays on part of its red line, and New Jersey Transit has suspended its Hudson Bergen Light rail line due to issues with ice on that.
Northbound lanes of Interstate 95, the big interstate on the East Coast in New York at the Connecticut state line, closed after a collision that killed 2 people. And Commonwealth Edison officials say 800 customers are without power right now in New York City.
And we've got live team coverage of Winter Storm Linus this afternoon. Maria LaRosa is live in Boston, where the snow is piling up. The late day commute has been a mess. And Maria, it's also really, really cold there.
Yes, it is really, really cold. Officially, according to my Weather Channel app, it is 10 degrees with a wind chill of 5 below. Status report still showing that winter storm warning is still in effect until 1 a.m. You can see over the last several hours, we've been sort of in and out of some really heavy snow, some very gusty winds, a little bit of a lull when it comes to the snow. Last official total coming in about 9.9 inches, and I've got my leg down in here, and I'm about knee high. But again, we've been through 3 systems now in Boston that have piled up snow. Of course, Juneau earlier in the week, last week, more than 2 feet of snow, and then several inches from Cary. And now we're talking about maybe closing in on that foot mark in parts of the Boston immediate metro area. Just some latest updates too. We have Boston Public Schools closed again for tomorrow, and along with that, we're just getting word that the parade for the Patriots, for the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl champions, has been moved from tomorrow until Wednesday. And I'm guessing that's a good call. We were looking at temperatures for fans sitting out along the parade route to be down into the single digits, which is a little crazy, and those winds will still be in that 10 to 20 mile per hour range. Also, some good news maybe. We've been sort of using the skyline here as a gauge to our visibility, and we haven't seen much of it during the day today, but look at how beautiful it looks right now. I can actually see some of the lights that belong to Logan. Boston Logan is over there somewhere, so we're finally getting a chance to see it. Now, with that said, Boston Logan officially remaining open, but not allowing a ton of flights to depart and allowing even fewer inbound flights. In fact, I don't think they've allowed any in recently. So they're already canceling flights, some airlines canceling flights ahead of trying to play that catch-up game tomorrow. I know my flight home scheduled tomorrow afternoon has been canceled. So if you have travel plans, as we know with any big system, the day after, even with sunny skies, can be a bit of a glitch, to say the least. I want to bring in Carl Parker, because Carl, you know, we've been watching some of these bands of the heavier snowfall. I know last time we chatted, we were watching another big one coming through, and at this point, for most of the Boston area, no threat for that mix.
No, it's going to be all snow, as we know. Plenty of cold air has come in now. And yes, as you mentioned, there is this one last band that looks pretty interesting. We could get some heavy snow out of that in Boston. We have certainly seen that off to the west. It is S+, as we say. That means heavy snow in Fitchburg and in Lunenburg. We've now had 20 inches of snow. That is north of Worcester. That's on top of the 36 that we got out of Winter Storm Juno. And there's the cold, as you mentioned. Plenty of cold air in place, and that's now overtaking the Cape as well. There is actually now an ice accretion warning for heavy freezing spray coming off the ocean as that cold air comes in and across the islands in the Cape there. And there's that band that we're talking about now coming into the north side of town, right around 128, inside of 495 now, and we'll be getting across the North Shore in very short order. Beverly, I'm certain, getting in on that, Gloucester up towards Newburyport, and then right into downtown. Wouldn't be surprising to see a little period of heavy snow and maybe another inch or two as that moves in. All right, here's the model showing you the storm moving out. So we're really at the tail end of this event, just some lingering wind behind it through tonight and early tomorrow morning. And then the storm comes up and into the Canadian Maritimes. And additionally, not a lot of accumulation, talking about some heavier snow right along the eastern part of Maine there, southeast Maine, 3 to 5 extending into eastern parts of New Hampshire and also into eastern Massachusetts. Now, let's talk about what happens later this week. And the European model is showing us the development of yet another area of low pressure coming up and along the coast late on Thursday. There's your rain snow line right there. So that would mean another round. I know you don't want to hear this. Another round of heavy snow in New England if it were to happen like that. Now, there is support for this in the European ensemble member of the models, but when we look at what's going on with the GFS model, it in fact is showing nothing of the kind. There's the GFS model for the very same time period, showing just a little wave of low pressure that is actually well offshore, even though some of the ensemble members do indicate a stronger storm. So, Dave and Alex, a lot to figure out with this one, but there is at least potential that we'll get another winter storm come late this week. Boy, amazing week.
Amazing indeed. And you know what's going to be amazing? Trying to walk around New York City tomorrow morning. Just walk on the sidewalk.
Absolutely. It's going to be a tough go. Let's check in with Reagan Medji, not far from New York, up in White Plains.
That's right. You see a live look at the traffic that's coming this way on this main road here in White Plains. And you see it's kind of, you know, slick, and it's going to get slicker as the night goes on. But if we turn over to this area, you can see somebody actively plowing the parking lot here where this municipal parking lot is. And you can see there's a lot of snow that has accumulated throughout the day. We talked about the 7-layer Super Bowl dip. That's what's going on here. We have a layer of just light, fluffy snow, and then boom, we got the layer, the dip layer, the really crunchy stuff. This is all the ice that fell throughout the day. And then underneath it, you got more snow. And he's doing quite a job, if you can see. And you can see this is the entire parking lot. This is going to get colder. It's going to freeze overnight, and it's going to cause a mess. We'll be much more after the break.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a shower through the evening. Low 59. Tuesday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 73. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight. Low 63. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage,
or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
My mom had threatened for years that if I didn't find a good girl and settle down, that she was going to take out a billboard. So thank you, eHarmony, help me find my wife without a billboard.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
Fiber One now makes cookies. Find them in the cookie aisle.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. Start shopping online from a list of top-rated providers.
Visit angieslist.com today.
Waiting quietly, the key to everything. A magic formula of protein and grain.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow is yours to claim. Kellogg's. See you at breakfast.
Back support. If you need it, you know it. Introducing CopperFit Back Pro, the ultimate copper-infused compression garment for maximum lower back muscle support.
I played 20 years in the National Football League. No one took a beating like I did. As soon as I put on CopperFit, I could feel the support. Oh, yeah. This feels good.
Designed to provide everyday support, comfort, and relief for lower back muscles.
As soon as I put it on, I felt an immediate change. The support was amazing.
I'll put it on and almost instantly it just makes it go away. It's like magic.
I'm more mobile. I get to move around better. I feel like I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want, as fast as I want.
Keeps all those muscles back there relaxed.
I've had more energy. My kids can't keep up with me now.
High-performance compression fabric infused with the powerful properties of copper.
Hey, I pushed this belt to the max, and it's performed at the highest level. I put it through everything but getting hit. Oh, no, you don't. And it passed the test. Oh, man, I still got it. It feels great, you know. I'm able to do all the things I've done before. Where was this when I was playing in the National Football League?
A slick, form-fit design for greater mobility creates a perfect fit for any size body.
I was a little skeptical, but once I put it on and wore it, then I saw the results.
When you can't do the things that you imagine, it starts to get frustrating and depressing, and now this is giving me a new confidence.
Call 1-800-671-7507 or on the web at copperfitback.com. For only $19.99, you'll receive one lightweight back belt form fit for your size and comfort. Order right now, and your shipping is free.
There's no reason to torture yourself. Put the product on, give it a try, you're going to feel better.
Look, if you want the power to stay active, then you want CopperFit.
Experience the relief of compression support. Feel the power of CopperFit Back.
The big dig is underway in the Midwest after Winter Storm Linus left its mark. This is in Toledo, Ohio. Picked up 12.2 inches officially, and it looks like the whole neighborhood came out to work together and get all those streets, driveways, sidewalks, the whole kit and caboodle cleared off. Together in weather, as our producer Peyton tells me, our own Vivian Brown says all the time. So there they go. There's some communities getting together saying, all right, let's do this, get this done, and we can get back to getting in our driveway and heading out to work. The kids, they don't like to hear that. Hey, in Boston tomorrow, they don't have school, but it has been one heck of an afternoon for any moms, dads, grandmas, aunts, uncles trying to get home because the roads are slow. We've seen all sorts of problems, even on mass transit because of the snow. Low visibilities due to snow, cold temperatures as well. Temperature 10 right now in Boston. Record snowfall today for Albany, New York, nearly 12 inches. The previous record, 5.5 inches, set back in 1892. That's a long-standing record. You know, parts of Maine also seeing some very heavy snow. Anywhere you see that deep blue shading, that's indicative of heavy snow, so you're going to pick up accumulations quickly. You're also going to have a difficult time seeing. Low visibilities will be an issue. Temperatures in the single digits for most. Rutland, Vermont, where you've got snow showers mainly off to your north, you're at 0. Burlington at -2. Same same for Bangor. So you've seen that very, very cold Arctic air work in Bangor, Maine. Season snowfall 74.7 inches, average 76, so we're nearly there. You had the snowiest November on record back in 2014, and this January has been the third snowiest January. So it has been a relentless onslaught of snow, Dave, for the folks in Bangor, Maine.
And for the folks who like to keep statistics, like meteorologists, we're all about numbers. Take a look at this final snowfall total tonight in Providence will be 5 to 8. Boston, 2 to 3 times that much. Concord, New Hampshire, about a foot, and Portland about 1.5 feet. Don't do the math because it doesn't quite add up. Here in Boston, we've got some more heavy snow moving in from the northwest side. At 6 o'clock, I-95 from eastern Connecticut all the way through New Bedford, or just north of New Bedford, up to Boston. Oh, there's Foxborough, home of the Pats. Home of the Pats. The snow will be over before midnight here in southern New Hampshire and southern New England. 4 inches at Boston, 2 more inches in Worcester, and in Lunenburg, where we have 20 inches, another 2 or 3 inches possible. Lowell, Manchester.